Yep.
In that video as well.
Yeah, we just
Oh
recently...
my god, those are the cops. Okay, no, we live around here though.
Alright,
Welcome
we are Suspect Heavy,
Suspect Heavy.
and welcome to our 2017 Revival Eminem album review.
That seems kind of surreal if you think about it. Eminem album in first time in 4 years. Wow.
First time in 4 years. Yep. We've listened to it many times through.
Oh yeah. Many times.
So just a little bit of a background. Last album he dropped 2013 Marshall Mathers LP2.
Yep.
Sequel to the Marshall Mathers LP, Return of Slim Shady, got the blonde hair back, and it was pretty well received. It was mostly positive reviews.
Well, there's gonna be haters and everything.
Of course.
So
especially when you're that big.
Especially when you're Eminem.
Yeah.
Like he's perfect example. He's fucking Walk on Water song. He's explained it there himself. He gets scrutinized for everything he does.
Just a little thoughts and feelings on Eminem. Out of any rapper, I'd say he gets scrutinized the most. And he's under the harshest microscope.
And the main part is because he is the highest selling.
He's the highest selling rapper.
Ever.
He has 2 fucking diamond albums. Like that's nuts. And so he set the bar, as he said in Walk on Water, too high.
Right now I'm grinding up some G13 and Violator. Pretty good shit. Right now, if you guys live anywhere where you can go into dispensaries, Violator, we're gonna have a strain review on that coming, but I highly suggest you go pick some of this shit up right now. It is dank.
Violator is a great strain.
It is dank.
It's one of our go-to strains.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna start with the production of the album. Out of all, look at that shit. Let's get a close up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the production of Revival, out of all, I'd say it is the cleanest and most consistent production of any Eminem album.
Even though there were, let's say, I want
to take that back, because his first 3 albums,
those were clean, because those are done all by Dre.
Mostly, yeah.
Had a nice. That's why I love albums like that. Like perfect example is 444. You get the same. It's like the Jay-Z's telling a story. Well,
the producer is telling
a story. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, I agree with you. To kind of go off that, I'd say it's the cleanest and most consistent production on any of his albums since Recovery, Marshall Mathers LP2. This is the best production we've seen. It's modern. But it's also, there's some tracks where it's kind of like a throwback beat. There's rap rock. Just such a great variety of beats, but yeah, they're all consistent to the album's feel.
Exactly.
I was very impressed with that.
The main production was done mainly by Alex the Kid
and Rick Rubin,
and Skylar Grey did help spin some tracks with Rick Rubin for the album.
That's true. This is the most Skylar Grey has been involved with an Eminem album ever.
Oh yeah, she's really involved with Eminem now. Have you noticed that? Like she's everywhere.
She's in his live performances, just fucking everywhere.
She helped him write songs for this album. Like she's really playing a big part in Eminem's life now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too sad if we never saw her fucking face again. I'll be honest.
Yeah, honestly, it's either a hit or miss with her. Like
she's not Eminem.
She kind of reminds me like of Kim.
Yeah,
and I don't like that.
For those fucking skinny blondes.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Kim's fucking with his head again.
Well, because she just attempted suicide recently.
Oh, there was some fucking banger beats.
Okay, what were your favorite instrumentals on that album?
I love Offended, the instrumental in Offended.
It works really
well. It works well with the way he's rapping. Like the beat changes up it changes up like. It goes one steady beat, then it changes halfway through for the chorus, then it goes back to that steady beat, then it changes for the chorus, and then the beat like intensifies when Eminem really goes in, like Rap God style, you know what I mean? Like it's really well executed.
I have a theory of why it works so well is because Eminem helped produce that track, so he knew when he wanted like a drum to kick in, or he knew when he wanted a snare to kick in, like he just knew. That's Keef right there.
Put some Keef on top.
We don't have any joints this time around, so sorry about that.
Not every video will be done with a joint because we just won't be able to.
It wastes a lot of weed, I'll be honest. We like to save our weed.
Yeah, like let's be honest here. We smoke a lot of weed.
We smoke weed every day.
Every day. Every fucking day. So The amount of weed that we smoke, sometimes, honestly, joints is not affordable. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much. Like, we went through 2 grams in 2 joints.
Yeah.
That's a gram a joint. Like,
we smoked
holy
we
fuck.
smoked 2 grams in a night.
Yeah, like, that's not unheard of for us, but
No,
like,
it's not unheard of, but
we can smoke weed. Don't get us wrong. We can smoke a lot of
we can
fucking
smoke more
weed.
than that if
We
we
could-
wanted
we could have-
to.
yeah.
What was your least favorite instrumental on that album?
Remind Me, I don't like, because we got snippets of rock Eminem in MMLP2. I just don't think I Love Rock and Roll with Joan Jett fits. Like, it didn't blend well in this song with an Eminem song. I can't vibe to an Eminem rock song. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. Like, I don't enjoy that guitar in the background, you know what I mean? For me, it's just, I'm not too big of a fan of the guitar in it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel it kind of ruins the song for me.
Yeah. No, I can totally see why you would say that. Because we're used to hearing Eminem over some pretty good beats. Rap
Exactly.
beats,
Rap
hip-hop
beats, you know what I mean?
So I could definitely say that. I'm really hoping Rick Rubin is staying away from his next album.
Yeah, I like Rick Rubin. He's a legendary producer, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't see Rick Rubin producing tracks for Eminem. Like, I can't see it.
I don't think their styles mesh too
It
very
doesn't.
well.
Rick Rubin fucking does Red Hot Chili Peppers
Yeah.
albums.
So, like, I want to say the Rick Rubin produced tracks are the lowest points on the album. Minus A Rose, the last track, but we'll get into that later.
Oh yeah, that was a fantastic song
It was
by
a
Rick
fitting
Rubin.
end to that album.
Fantastic job, Rick Rubin, on that last.
So, favorite instrumentals on that album, I want to say Chloroseptic.
Yep.
Because it was so refreshing hearing Eminem on a modern fucking beat and killing it.
Oh yeah.
I was really sick of hearing him over basic drums with like
Just a kick drum and like a snare in the back.
it's just, in order for him to sell that album in 2017, he's got to modernize it a bit. And he did, and he kept up with the times, and I really appreciated that instrumental, and I thought he flowed very well on it. Framed was an awesome instrumental.
Really
it
good,
reminded
yeah.
me so much of Dr. Dre's Relapse production, because Dre produced the entirety of Relapse, and that track just really brought me back to 2009.
Really good song.
Really gave me like 3 a.m. vibes.
Oh.
Should we start smoking? Let's get this shit started.
There you go. Probably tastes pretty nutty. Oh yeah, that tastes pretty nutty.
What I really liked about the framed instrumental as well is the piano, just the few notes of piano that are played in the background on loop. It really sets the mood of the track. Least favorite production on that album, Like Home. I just thought it was kind of a bland Recovery production, and I have to say Recovery has his worst production ever. I don't think the production on Recovery is great at all, and all I got was flashbacks to Recovery when I listened to Like Home.
Fair enough.
So I didn't really fuck with that production. Other than that, it was pretty solid ass production on that album.
Other than the 2 rock songs.
I didn't mind the Heat instrumental though. I honestly didn't mind. I thought it wasn't. It was subtle, and I didn't mind it. The Remind Me is way too in your face though. Way too in your face.
Yeah, like, it doesn't work. Like,
It doesn't really work.
no, it doesn't work.
I will give props to his lyrical abilities in that song and his flow.
Eminem's fucking fantastic in that song, but the Rick Rubin beat, like, it just doesn't work that well. Honestly, on the Pink song, the production is not that bad. I'm kind of being biased to where I don't like the Pink song because I don't like Pink. The instrumental is not too bad on
It's just
Need
like,
You. It's just
okay.
It's just an Eminem featuring Pink song.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No, I feel you, man. I agree with you on that.
But some of the other appearances of producers on that track or on this album is Mr. Porter, longtime friend.
Yeah, Mr. Porter,
He killed.
very underrated producer.
Oh yeah, he killed it.
He did Chloroseptic,
He killed it.
and that's my favorite instrumental. So like,
Like,
I
he
gotta give props
killed
to him. He really helped this album. And actually, in an interview, he said that he was like a part of like a large chunk of like making this album, not just in the beats, but like talking about like the concept and shit, and like it's pretty cool. Like he's an underrated artist just in general. You know what I mean?
I feel like the whole Shady crew is, you know what I mean? Like, the guys under
Oh, yeah.
Eminem are super underrated.
Oh yeah.
Royce
Like-
the 5'9", perfect example of someone who's underrated.
Yep. I'd say that the meanest MCs in the game is the Shady Records roster.
Oh yeah.
They can just spit.
And 50
They're
when
all
he
about
comes back.
spitting. Oh yeah, but 50 was on Shady Records, so that
And
makes
he's
sense.
coming back. Also, another appearance on that album is by Frederick. He's also a really good producer.
Yeah.
And he did Framed,
Yes, he did.
which is also
Which is one of my favorite instrumentals.
That is-
So props to him.
exactly. See, so Mr. Porter and Frederick, you guys did a killer job. Well done to you guys. What do you think about his lyrical ability in this album?
I'd say he's better than ever. He's perfected his craft, and then he's perfected that. Like
He
he's
said it in the album too. He's like, I'm the best I've ever been. Now the spotlight's back on.
honestly, lyrically, he is the best he's ever been. I have to say that because, like, I mean, he was always raw as fuck, but like, just on a technical level, he's just fucked nowadays. Like, it's just so good. The rhyme schemes on the song "Offended" were just fucking out of this world. The way he stretches the words in that song just to make like a billion different rhyming words is nuts.
Yeah, his lyrical ability
He's
right
perfected the
now
craft.
is no one can touch him right now.
No.
And I'm saying Kendrick, you can't touch him.
No.
J. Cole can't touch him. No one can touch him right now. Oh, I think of his lyrical ability was the best it's ever been on Revival, 100%. The way he was twisting words, manipulating them, and also his storytelling is next to none
Oh, yeah.
on this album too. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like the way he can paint a vivid picture for you in your head while you're listening to it. And his lyrical ability is nuts because he's using words that aren't normally associated with that subject, and they work. You know what I mean? Like he could use all the generic words. He could use everything generic, but Eminem,
Uses like big words.
he uses really big words that not very many people use. So it's like different. You really know it's Eminem when he's rapping because of his lyrical ability. You know what I mean? Like there's no one that sounds like him. Like
All those new age rappers out.
he wants a battle again, and like I think it's time we see an Eminem and someone beef. Like not.
Like someone needs to fucking call out Haley or something. Like they need to diss his daughter or something.
I don't think they should diss his daughter because
No.
Eminem will fucking kill you.
Yeah, that's happened in the past, and he fucking destroyed their career. Like no one knows who he is anymore because of Eminem. Eminem talks about it in the song "Like Toy Soldiers." He's like, I heard him say Haley's name on the phone, and I just lost it. Like it was about Benzino. Like no one knows who the fuck that is because Eminem destroyed him before he could even make a name for himself. And like, I kind of want someone to do that again.
I was gonna say I kind of want someone to push Eminem's buttons.
He was cooking for 4 years, and now he's
That's right.
ready to fucking blow. You
Like
know what I mean?
he's gonna fuck someone up.
Yep. If you're expecting typical things
If you're expecting,
Eminem raps about,
let's just say if you're expecting an SSLP, yes, there are parts in this album you're gonna get SSLP.
Okay.
But then there are parts you're gonna get Encore, there are parts you're gonna get the Eminem Show, there are parts you're gonna get Recovery, and there are parts you're gonna get the MMLP.
you get an Eminem from each album. Like
Each and every album.
it's really cool.
So if you go into listening to this album, like after you've heard us saying, it gives you every bit of Eminem, you'll notice it really gives you every single version of Eminem.
It's really cool.
If you're gonna go into this album thinking it's gonna be an absolute, like, just barn burner, it won't be, because there's a lot of political events he's talking about in that album.
He's
too.
very political. He's been political since like Encore.
Oh yeah.
He's, as per usual nowadays, he's just firing shots at Trump. But Trump didn't respond. Now he's going after Trump's family, talking about
Second Framed.
in Framed. He
He had
talks about
Ivanka
putting
he had Ivanka Trump in the trunk while touching Melania or something. He said.
touching his daughter. Yeah, he's back to his Slim Shady ways. And then, of course, the song Untouchable is very political. It's about the first
two
half.
groups of people.
Yeah, the first half is from the point of view of like a racist white guy. And the second half, when the beat switches up, is the point of view from a black kid in like a poor.
But then again, he also talks about Kim a lot in this album.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of Kim in this album. Like he made a song, Bad Husband, which was basically an apology letter to Kim saying he would change everything if he could. And to think, like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, that's Eminem saying that about Kim. And he was also talking about writing letters to Haley. in Castle and A Rose. Two fucking phenomenal songs. The first verse is in 1995, 1 year before Haley's born. He's writing a letter to Haley right before she's born, because she was born in 95. And then second verse,
talk about like his life at that time, and like
he talked about his life in the first verse,
and talk about how he's worrying about how he's gonna get like a paycheck, money, you know, and stuff like that, and how he can support her. And
then the second verse is 1996. That was Haley's first birthday.
You know, when he talks about having like going to rap battles and like having little like open mic sessions and stuff, and he talks about how like Infinite Flop, but like he's got a new idea, which we're thinking is the Slim Shady EP that he made.
And then verse 3 is when Haley is in 2007, when Haley's 12.
It's about the day he relapsed, or the day he overdosed, and it was about how he fucking hates the fame. He wishes things could go back to normal. How he's like, now that he feels like he's gonna die because his heart isn't like, it's like starts to like stop beating. He thinks about how he's gonna miss his like daughter's wedding and like stuff like that. And he gets super reflective, and he says if he could change, if he could like never have taken any drugs ever, he would have. And then at the end, like he says he can feel like the rope loosening or whatever, and as in he can feel himself dying. And you hear in the background like the heart monitor or whatever slowly fading away, and he dies, and you hear his like body drop to the floor.
Yeah, and then a second later you hear,
or no, he overdosed and dropped to the floor. He wouldn't have died, because like he's now in the hospital in A Rose, in the beginning of A Rose, and he's like getting woken up in the hospital. So he overdosed, and then he wakes up in the hospital in the beginning of A Rose, the final track in the album.
Yeah, and the cool thing about A Rose is he's really reflecting on his life and how
he talks about everything.
Yeah. He talks about how it's really sad, because in A Rose he's like, he speaks about how he's on his deathbed, like basically his heart's fading, he knows he's gonna die, but he doesn't die, but he knows it's like he's done. He's like, he says he can see the light, then all of a sudden he's like, he can like see proof, like standing at his table, and like how he wants to go join Proof. And he said how he wishes he could have one more deep conversation with his mother. Yeah, he talks about his mom, his daughters, Proof, fucking his little brother, saying how he wasn't there for his little brother, how he's not gonna be there for his little brother's wedding because like he's gonna overdose. Yep. It was really, and then it's really cool how near the end of the track, it all reverses back to the third verse in Castle, and it's an alternative ending, the way he wishes things would have been, where he had just thrown out the pills and not taken those pills and overdosed. So that is why we are thinking that Eminem is basically saying now, this is my revival, this is the music I wanted to release for you guys. Yeah, Castle and A Rose sound like two songs right out of Encore. They're very similar to When I'm Gone. Oh, and Mockingbird. But yeah, those two songs are very, they belong on Encore. Yep. Shed these old letters I wrote, all that pathetic loathing, closing credits can roll. I'm proud to be back. I'm about to like a rematch on outdo relapse with recovery. Mathers LP2 helped propel me to victory laps. Gas towards them and fast forward to past. So Eminem basically saying right there, he's like, he's back. This is the shit he wanted to release before he overdosed. This is how he wanted his life to actually play. Talk about throwing away the pills and just doing it and just making Proof proud. Doing it the right way. You know what I mean? Like doing it how he's meant to have done it. Like that was such an awesome way to end the album. Best two tracks to end an album. Mm-hmm. Once again, his storytelling ability was phenomenal. And you can't listen to one track without listening to the other. So it's like So it's like an awesome 10-minute story. You have to listen to them together. They just continue. If you don't listen to them together, it's gonna be like, well, that's kind of weird. Yeah. Especially A Rose. If you listen to A Rose without listening to Castle, you're fucking up. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't fucking do that. So overall, my favorite tracks on that album would be Believe, Chloroseptic, Untouchable. I enjoy Bad Husband.
Okay.
I enjoy it. It's basically an apology letter to Kim. It's saying how hard it was, like leaving her was the pain of losing an arm, and how he wishes if he could go back in time, he'd change it all and he'd try and make it work with Kim. Like he's basically was saying he realized he was a bad husband, but he also said he's like 50 of it was me, 50 of it was you. He's like we shared our problems, and he's like we weren't bad people, just bad together. So like he's basically saying now that he loves her. He just said he loves her, but they just can't work together. They're like not meant to be together. They're bad people to be together. They're not bad people. They're bad together. So it's like a really heartfelt apology letter to Kim from Eminem, which was super surprising because I was not expecting to get a Kim apology letter on this album. If someone came up to you and said, "Okay, Quinn, I want you to. I've never listened to any Eminem song before.
Yeah.
And I want you to play me the best tracks, the best 4 tracks on Revival to give me a perspective of what Eminem is like. What songs would you play?"
Oh, okay. I would put Framed in there for sure.
Okay.
So Framed, Believe. Like, okay, can I say A Rose and Castle as like one song?
That can be one song.
Okay. And then maybe Walk on Water.
I agree with the Framed. I agree with the A Rose and Castle, 100%. I think I'd put Chloroseptic in before Believe, though.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because it's more Eminem now, how hard he's going to go in now.
Yeah, that's true. Believe is a hard song.
Believe is a very hard song, but Chloroseptic, he goes in on.
Chloroseptic is like my second favorite track on that album.
Oh, yeah. I'd say Framed is probably
Framed is
my favorite track.
Framed is my favorite.
And A Rose and Castle are very much up there.
I listen to those a lot. Like,
I listen to those a lot. And Bad Husband.
I don't listen to that one too much, but I like the song.
I really like the story behind it. It's a deep story.
Yeah. It's really cool. Like, I feel like I'm in like high school again, seeing people talk about Eminem a lot on like the internet and shit. Like, it hasn't happened in like 4 years, but it's
I
like,
know.
But every time he releases an album, he's a big deal. Like, it's crazy.
He's a huge deal.
Yeah.
If you had to rate this album out of 10, I'd honestly give it an 8.5. It's not Eminem's best album. No. It is a very, very solid Eminem album. I'd say like an 8.5 to an 8.7. I'd say up there. Okay, 8.7 I'd give it, 100%. It's an album I'm going to be listening to a lot.
I'd give it like a light 8. Like, so like between the 8 and the 8.5 range. Around there. I just wish there was less Skylar Grey and less Pink. Those are my only complaints.
Yeah, he could have left the Pink part out.
Okay, you know what? My only complaints are too much Pink, too much Skylar Grey, and a little bit too much Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Like, he only produced two bad tracks.
And A Rose was fucking phenomenal by him.
So really, I don't have too much to complain about this album.
I give
it actually like, I give it like close to a 9.
That's why I said 8.7. Because I really thought about it.
I really like this album.
Like, I really thought about it. Like, it's not going to disappoint you.
It won't.
If you're an Eminem
Unless
fan...
you're just a fucking blind hater.
Yeah, like, if you're an Eminem fan, this album will not disappoint you.
No, you're in for a treat. So let us know what you think about Revival. Did you love it?
Hate it?
Let me know what you rate it.
That was super.
Okay, so next we're gonna do.
So next episode we're gonna do a Jay-Z discography review, and all things Jay-Z, and then we're gonna throw in our Jay-Z concert experience.
Yep.
In that video as well.
Yeah, we just
recently. Oh my god, those are the cops. Okay, no, we live around here though. We live around here. Yeah, he's coming right for us.
Okay, what about that at the phone?